Did you know that North America has 5 levels of professional hockey? Below the NHL, there is an entire ecosystem of development leagues and teams. Today, we're going to explain to you how the North American professional hockey ladder works. The United States and Canada work in a symbiotic relationship with teams being spread across both countries. Unlike the rest of the world, all leagues in North American professional hockey are a closed market and there's no promotion or relegation. But let's take a look at the ladder. Each level sends the players either up or down, with the NHL being the top level league in North America with 32 teams. Below that is the minors, the bus leagues, farm teams, or whatever you may call it. We'll call it the minors. The AHL, which also has 32 teams, is the high level of minor pro hockey. They are considered AAA. Next we have the ECHL with 28 teams. This is considered AA. Below them we have the SPHL, which has 11 teams and is single A. Then just right below them there is the FPHL, which is also a single A pro but is the weaker of the two leagues, and the SPHL actually calls players up from there. They have 10 teams. The classification system is really just useless. Each league below the NHL works to develop players for the next highest level. However, the NHL, AHL, and ECHL all work together through an affiliated farm team system, which the SPHL and the FPHL have no direct ties to the levels above them. But wait, aren't you forgetting about the LNAH? Well yes, they'd fit in somewhere beside the ECHL. But this league is closed off only to players born in Quebec or ones who played their junior hockey there, so the LNAH kinda sits off to the side in its own beautiful, violent little place. To explain the LNAH would take an entire video itself, so make sure to subscribe to watch us explain the world's toughest hockey league. The ECHL and the AHL are the only minor leagues recognized by the collective bargaining agreement between the NHL and the National Hockey League Players Association, meaning any player signed to an entry-level NHL contract and sent down to the minors must report to a club in either the ECHL or the AHL. Here's how the farm teams work. The Toronto Maple Leafs are an NHL club. They have an AHL affiliate, the Toronto Marlies. Next, the Leafs have an ECHL affiliate, the Newfoundland Growlers. And the Growlers and Marlies have agreements with each other as well. Now what this does is have a system for Toronto to develop its players in. Each team benefits. All teams in the AHL and the ECHL will have an NHL club that they are affiliates with. Now the SPHL and the FPHL are both independent of this. It doesn't make sense for the NHL to work with these levels, but that is not to say players don't move up from the SPHL to the NHL, because that has happened. Scott Darling went from the SPHL to the NHL. But how are these leagues different? Well, the NHL has the most skill and the most money. The FPHL has the lower skill and the lowest amount of money. As you move up these levels, players are better and get better paid. The teams have bigger facilities and offer better benefits to the players. The travel is also much different. NHL teams fly all over Canada and the US, while the SPHL and the FPHL teams take buses in a more condensed area. The tickets are also cheaper the lower you go down the ladder. That being said, each level on the ladder has its benefits and purposes. Losing one of these leagues would affect how someone would grow as a player on their way up, and that's no good for anyone. Just because it's not the majors doesn't mean it's not an important step. So how is this different from the rest of the world? Well, most other countries look at it like this. Germany has a simple level system with only one league at each level. The DEL is the top league and the Regionalliga is the fourth league. There are levels below 4, but they're not really professional. These are all separate leagues with a promotion and relegation system that allows a set number of teams to move up to the higher league and send a group down per season. So a team can work their way up the leagues with the spirit of competition at heart. This does not exist in North America. The European model seems to make more sense and be more exciting. It's also more organized. No needing to explain that the SPHL and FPHL are both single A pro, but one sends players up to the other. That just makes no sense. And that is our breakdown of the professional hockey ladder in North America. Make sure to subscribe to Outside the League for hockey content you can't get anywhere else.